Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? Zach, are we good to go? Sounds good? Everything's up? Welcome back to another episode of Flipping Out podcast. I think this is episode 15. And OMG, Becky, do I have a freaking guest for you today? You guys know what it's like to go to thrift stores. You know what it's like to go to the bins. But do you have any fucking clue what it's like to go to the rag house? Do you even know what a rag house is? Well, today we're going to sit down with one of them. Boom! What's going on? This is ThrowbackVTG on Instagram, on whatnot, on anywhere else.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Boom! How's it going, man?
Good, bro. Excited, nervous,
Oh,
excited, all of it.
so you said this is the first podcast?
First podcast, first interview, if you want to call that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Well, this
man.
is going to be easy breezy, man. It's real
Okay.
laid back. We don't have a live audience like usual. It's basically just us shooting the shit, and then it'll air on Tuesday on our regular days.
Sounds
So
good.
as I said in the intro, guys, you owner operator
Owner operator, yes, sir.
of a rag house. Could you go ahead and break down for anybody that's been living under a rock what a rag house is?
So there's two types of rack houses in the area that I work in. The one that I'm in, our main market is towards Mexico, clients in Mexico, which is the premium stuff that people in vintage don't really care about. And the vintage, in a way, it's the leftover stuff of the main market that we control. So the vintage thing is the leftover stuff. We work it. We still sell it though. There's still a lot of money to be made on that. But that's one of the main types of warehouses that's the most famous type of warehouse style that we work with. And there's other ones that are just cutting, that get the leftover stuff and they still get vintage and they cut it and they start. That's another type of market.
Is
Yeah.
essentially just taking clothes and cutting them into rags.
Yes. So the way we work is we get suppliers from upstate, and it's basically credential loads. That's what they're called. And you can buy them around $30,000 a load, and we have to go through at least 4 a week to supplement our market in Mexico. But I mean, people think it's easy. People think that you can just go get a supplier and have the money and set up a warehouse and set up an operation. But it takes years of experience. My parents have been doing this for almost 20 years. Yeah.
Okay. And you guys, a rag house is essentially like the last line of defense before an item gets either cut up or discarded or shipped overseas
Yeah.
or anything. So once it's passed through, let's say, a thrift store and then gone through the bins, after that, there's a good chance it could end up in a rag house.
Yeah.
Where it's either cut up and used as rags, or it is just sold on another market.
Secondary market, yeah.
So the vintage grails or the vintage that you guys are finding, you're literally saving from being cut up.
Yeah, that's basically what the whole process is. At the end of the day, this stuff will not make it to the secondary market. This either will be in a landfill in a couple weeks or cut up and used as a rag, like you said.
That's
So
insane.
yeah,
You guys are seriously the last line of defense to save a lot of this stuff that people are literally going crazy over.
yeah. I used to
Not only in the vintage community, but you also do like jackets and things that aren't just, I'm imagining you have other buyers other than just vintage. Like some people just want pants.
Yeah, we have pants, people that just want shoes, people that just want dresses. When we get the stuff, we basically work it in the quality. We set it up by quality, so it's premium, secondary, and third, and that's the price. It's priced accordingly in the markets like in Mexico where we work with. It's our main market in Mexico.
Okay. What is I know a lot of people see people like, like we go live, we dig at the bins, which
Yeah.
you can't even compare it. I've only been to one rag house and it was actually here in Houston and I thought I was going to die.
Oh
it
man,
was,
it's nasty. These warehouses are like from the 70s, 80s. The
yeah.
installation's so bad. When it's hot, it's hot. When it's cold, it's cold. They're freezing inside there. It's like an oven sometimes as well.
And
In the summer days.
I was standing on a pile of clothing digging. So it's like I'm standing on the stuff I'm digging in at the same time I'm sweating on it.
Yeah, I think I
It's
think I know which warehouse you were in. That's another thing. That's crazy.
yeah, but people complain about the Goodwill bins being exhausting. I was like, the
Oh,
Goodwill
oh,
bins has air conditioning
oh,
and
man.
it's all kind of like pre-sorted into this is the clothes bin, this is the
Yeah.
hard goods bin, and
I
again,
wish
there's
I,
air
I wish
conditioning.
I could go to the bins. Honestly, that'd be a lot easier, to be honest. But I heard
It's
it gets really rowdy. I've seen videos where people fight over shirts and things like that.
Yeah,
And
that's one thing I was going to ask you. Do you have any kind of that type of issues at rag houses? Not just necessarily yours, but in have you seen or has there been any issues with?
so the main one of the main issues is that some people have more money than others, and some
Mhm.
people start this little business like vintage stuff, and they'll lock down warehouses where, like, if you go to one of my warehouses and my worker sees you, they'll call me and I'll make your life hell. I'll be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing in my warehouse? What the fuck are you
Yeah,
trying to do? Stepping on toes. And in the valley, in the area that I'm at, that's really, there's like three big players and everything else is independent.
okay.
Everywhere has their own little thing. But yeah, I'm not gonna name drop, but
No, yeah, for sure. No, but that's another thing that I think people don't understand because you hear people talk about, oh, I'm gonna get into this rag house.
yeah,
Like it's not
yeah.
something you could just go knock on the door and be like, hey, I have money, let me in.
I get one of those weekly, one of those young naive guys come in weekly, bro. They come in with $2,000. They're like, here's $2,000. I wanna be in your warehouse. I want to take everything that I can find. I'm like, bro, if that's not how it works, first of
Yeah,
all. And two racks is very little amount. We've had clients before where you have to pay us minimum 5 racks a week, and you can look at the vintage, look at the stuff to get your vintage out,
yeah.
and that's on a weekly basis. So this is not like something you can just wake up one day like, I'm gonna go lock in a warehouse, and that's just not how it is. People
Yeah,
think
and
it's
see
easy.
that's
Yeah.
one thing that I think the social media world isn't
Oh,
aware of
yeah.
because they see all these shorts or all these quick videos of like, I spent the day at a rag house and this is what I pulled. And it's like you don't know what that person had to do in order to be able to film that, or
Yeah.
if it was just for content, or hey, yeah, we'll let you come film here and pull stuff, but you're not keeping it. It's just for
Yeah.
content. It's gonna stay
Yeah.
here.
So yeah.
Because that's, I mean, honestly, that's the main thing I hear. And vintage isn't really like 100% my thing. We sell all clothing types
Mhm.
to our customer base on whatnot. But just I listen to a lot of, and I engage with a lot of the vintage community at the Goodwill bins, and they seem to all talk about, man, I'm gonna get this Bale, I'm gonna go to this rag house, and I'm just like, I don't think you guys understand how hard this is going to be for you. You're spending $20 to $30 a day at the Goodwill bins for 3 or 4 t-shirts, and you think you're gonna be able to just walk into a
Yeah.
rag house and be like, hey, let me dig, I got $50. Like it's
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we started doing the bells, because I mean, I'm putting stuff in there that I would want to receive, because I've heard people message me. They're like, hey man, look, I want to buy one of your bells. You seem straight. You seem like a straight up dude. But I've been fucked over by people like 2 warehouse down from where your warehouse is. And I'm like, I can't speak for them, brother. There's, that's your experience with them. I can just guarantee you my shit. And I had
exactly.
a couple, I don't know if you saw a couple days ago, I had a little trouble with that, but
I did.
it
I
was
did.
it was whatever for that.
But my man, I've had so many issues with people in certain walks of the community over
Yeah,
the years.
no. So since we've had about a month of selling the bells, we've sold around 20-25 bells, and this person was the first person to complain, and
So
I was
one
like,
out of
okay,
25.
1 out of 25, and it got to me. That I mean, it only takes one person, bro. It got to me
Yeah.
because I was like, fuck, okay, this guy's gonna like bring down the whole operation. But then
Yeah.
I started talking to other people in the game as well. Like, look, this guy's just trying to fuck you over, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's trying to get you another bill for free. He's trying to get a refund. So I
exactly.
offered him his refund, and I asked him, hey, look, just send me your money back. No, no black blood. We'll move on. And he's like, no, I had to sell it to make my money back. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, come
If
on,
you
bro.
were able to sell it to make your money back, then it wasn't a
It
bad
wasn't a
bail.
bad bill. Yeah, for sure. He ended up blocking me. It was whatever. It was funny. I did a giveaway in his name. As
Yeah.
well.
That's the best thing you could do is just keep moving on. Because if you had 24, happy customers that are probably coming back and buying more. And screw that one. I do the same thing. I get worked up over like on Whatnot. I'll have 5,000 5-star reviews, and one person will leave me a 1-star, and I
How long
will
have you been
lose
doing
my
Whatnot?
mind about it.
How long have you been doing Whatnot?
June 18th, 2022 was our first show. So a
Okay,
little over about 16 months.
16 months.
Yeah.
I turned 1 year in Whatnot in November 18. That's gonna be my 1 year
Nice.
anniversary.
And
And
have
it's
you
funny how, like,
always
huh?
have you always done since you started on Whatnot? Has it always been like the like bust open a bale and sell stuff?
No, the bells have been recently. Everything was like I would get everything from my rack house and bring it to Whatnot. But I used to do pop-ups for the first. I've been doing vintage for almost 3 years. The
Nice.
first 2 years and a half of it were completely pop-ups, and it was one specific pop-up in Austin called the Quad.
Okay.
It was over there by Pavement in Austin,
So you would
and
just load up a vehicle and go set up a
yeah,
booth and
drive 4 or 5 hours, go set up, come back that same day,
now
And
you can pop up in your living room
yes,
whenever you want.
now I gotta shout out the homeboy, the Midloth. He's the one that got me into the Whatnot.
That's
And I'm
awesome.
forever grateful, man, because I don't gotta drive anymore. I just bring it home, sell it here, package it. I think that's the hardest part, packaging.
Oh yeah, shipping sucks. You can see this is
Yeah,
Friday stuff behind me. I haven't even
yeah,
because we don't have a post office on the weekends. Ours are closed.
yeah. Same thing here.
So the
But
Midlord, I see him post quite a bit. He's actually a customer, correct?
yes,
Yeah,
well,
because
he's a really good friend of mine.
okay,
Besides that, we do business together here and there.
okay, because I purchased from him before as well,
Yeah,
and I purchased lots from your before we
yeah,
even got into bales. I've been messing around in your streams, either your vintage stream, your mid stream, or the Lulu show. Been stocking up, and
oh
and
yeah,
I
the
flip
loose is crazy, man.
I flip that stuff on my Whatnot.
Yeah.
So I mean that right there lets people know you're giving out steals and deals on
Oh
your own.
man, order starts everywhere all the time, man.
Yeah,
Even
$1 starts on everything. It's
yeah,
nuts. It's crazy.
that's
So anybody that again, a lot of people are interested in rag house but have no idea what other than the word rag house. They don't know what it means. So
yeah.
you mentioned you started selling bales. For anybody that doesn't know what a bale is, could you just break down like what a bale? You don't have to talk about like premium, mid, blah blah. Just
Yeah.
what is a bale in as your business? If I ordered a bale, what am I getting?
So one of our belts consists of 60% premium, like vintage. And when I mean premium, is like Carhartt jackets, orange tab jeans, things like that. And in the mids, we throw in like shirts, t-shirts, like nature tees, wraparound tees, things like that. That's what we work with. So we created this little formula now where you can get really good stuff, and it's still, the margins are still there for us and you as well. So it's 100 pounds. It's
Okay, so a
compressed.
bale's 100 pounds.
Yes, bells 100 pounds always. We can make bigger bells, but those are way more harder to ship and way more
Yeah,
expensive. Because I think in the UPS after 100 pounds, it's like fried, so it's no longer
yeah,
like considered. But
and
everything's 100 pounds. We send it out. A price right now. The price that we have is, I think, it's really accessible for some people that are spending days, weeks at the bins trying to come up with the same volume, man.
oh
Because
yeah,
100 pounds of stuff from our end, it's around 180 to 200 items in a belt.
okay.
That's got to be at least months work at the bins, and that's if there's no competition at the bins. You know.
Okay, yeah, for sure. And not
So
only that, like where are you gonna get where are you gonna find 60% premium vintage
yeah,
just at the bins? You're not gonna so a bale's 100 pounds
yeah,
and it's like 180 to 200 pieces.
yes.
So I mean, let me see. Just so anybody listening, I know they're gonna want the math on that. So I'll do it in the middle. So what is that? 195 divided by 100 pounds. So yeah, that's good. And then do you have I don't know if you want to drop your price here. Again, this is going to air Tuesday. Do you have a new price, or is there an always
So
price
the
always changing?
no, the price for these are 850 shipped. So our profit technically is 750. So it's
Okay.
$750 for us. It's 850 shipped anywhere in the US except Hawaii and Alaska. We have a lot of clients from Canada that have been buying our bells, but I mean they pay for shipping. But for them, it's worth the shipping, because there's nothing
Yeah,
over there.
I imagine they don't have rag houses in
Yeah,
Canada.
no.
So
So
either way, I mean, just doing the simple math on that, you're looking at like $4 and $4.25 an item to
yeah,
4.75 at most. And if you're throwing in, like you said, vintage Carhartt jacket, you can't get a Carhartt jacket for $4.75
No,
at a thrift
impossible.
store, at the bin store, because by weight, that's going to be too much. So,
Yeah,
and I've watched, one thing I actually liked about your shows, and I don't know if you just recently started doing this, but you actually bust open a bale
yeah,
and show people this is what I consider to be a mid bale,
yeah.
and you
So
run the items. And the first time I watched you do it, you made your money, you quote unquote would have made your money back in
yeah,
47 items.
yes. So the first show that we did, I considered it was a really bad show on my end because I put stuff that was left over from the bells that we made. So it's stuff that I wouldn't put in the bells for them because it's too heavy, or it's either like it was like a leather jacket,
So
you
it's
know.
like a below mid bale.
Yeah, on my end that was bad. But this last one that I just made, it was something more closer to what you guys would get in your bell. And I made my money back in like I think it was like item 40, 42, 43. I made like $680
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
which because your bales were 650, but that's before you did
Yeah.
the 60-40 split.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, so that's the show I was watching, and one thing that I noticed is you sold a vintage chalk line Browns jacket with
The
a
brown
huge
jacket.
dog on the back, and you're like, guys, this is a mid to me.
Yeah.
And everybody in the chat was like, "You're insane! That's a premium jacket. That's a freaking chalk line all over print." And you're like, "This is a mid in my world."
Yeah. See,
And
I didn't put that one in somebody's belt because I thought it was like ass to me.
it
You see,
sold for a lot of money.
they were like almost $90.
Yeah, I
And
was like,
that was
okay, if he
light.
thinks
That
that's
wasn't
a
even
mid,
front.
then
Yeah.
that was the show that I was like, okay, I'm buying a bale, because if he thinks that's a mid, this is crazy.
Yeah. No. See, for me, like grails are like so I like to sell shirts. I don't get a lot of shirts though. My
Yeah,
warehouse is a lot more outward orientated. So if you ask me for a belt, just Carhartt pants, I can make that shit in 2-3 days, you
yeah,
know. But if you ask me for an all t-shirt belt, that's gonna take weeks.
okay,
So and then a lot of people that have been hitting me up, they want t-shirts. So that's why sometimes I partnered with Midlord because his sources where he sources from, he gets a lot of shirts. So I kind of outsource most of my t-shirts to him
okay.
because I can get the other stuff easy, you know, Carhartts, jackets, all that shit, you know.
And is that just the way? That's just the way you've set up with your rag, with the people that bring you your stuff. You just prefer the outer stuff.
Yeah, because well, it's not that I like it. It's just that that's what we get. So I can't base what we buy as a family, because it's a family business. My parents
Yeah,
run the whole operation, and I'm basically just helping them out here. But we can buy based on what I need for the vintage. You know, we base
correct.
it off on what Mexico needs, our clients in Mexico.
Yeah, the big
So
spenders.
yeah. So if they want this type of load that has more sweaters, more, you know, fleeces and shit like that, we have to go with that. And
For
I
sure.
just have to make with what I have, to be honest.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean,
yeah,
like you said at the beginning, vintage is actually like a very small
yes,
part of your operation.
yeah. I'm not knocking it because I mean that shit pays the bills on my end. You know, I'm not
Yeah,
knocking it, but in the big picture, the vintage game is wow. It's just how small of it. Because if you go to a warehouse, a rack house, you talk to the owner like, "Hey, I want your vintage." They might not even pay attention to it because they're super busy with other shit. They're not even
yeah,
gonna like take that into account. And some of them don't even mess with that. Some of them, the stuff that they don't fuck with, they'll sell it to people that cut. There's another type of warehouse, the cutting rags,
yeah,
and they'll sell it to them for like pennies on the dollar, and they'll get all the vintage.
yeah.
So
Have
there's some warehouses that do not give a fuck about the vintage at all.
Have you ever seen like what somebody would consider a grail, like being cut up into rag?
Bro, dude, once I saw the Nirvana in utero shirt,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
the one with the it's like the
Like
cream
the
one.
angel.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
no, no. It's the one with let me look it up. Can I show you my phone?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This one, it was I saw it written on the back, like a premium one, and then I saw it getting cut up. So I was like, holy fuck, man. I was pissed, but I mean
But you hate Nirvana, so it's great. No,
I hate Nirvana, but it's I mean money wise.
you were just thinking, oh man, I could have sold that to some stupid kid.
Joe, yes, for sure. I was like, no way. Oh yeah, it's someone with Angel. My bad. I was thinking of the other
Yeah,
one.
it should have like the kind of like the angel. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I was like, fuck, man, that was a bad L on my end. But see, I can't be on top of everything. And some of the workers, they don't know what they're,
They're
finding.
just separating.
Yeah. So the other day, I actually found the Wayne Gretzky one, and I saw the lady about to wear it. I'm like, no, 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 wait, just give me that shit. And it was a Wayne Gretzky character, cartoon like shirt.
Oh wow.
I was like, fuck, and that shirt was like $150 on eBay. So I'm like,
Yeah, the
fuck.
other day you did it. So one thing that you also do is you actually, if anybody buys a Bale from you, let's say you open the Bale availability on a Monday
Yeah.
and you close it on Friday. Anybody that buys in that week, you actually do an additional. You throw them
Yes.
into a raffle for like a banger.
Yeah. So
I'm old, so I'll use the young kid terminology. A
So the
banger.
other day, like 2 weeks ago, we did when we started doing the 850 bells, we did a raffle for the Ozzy Osbourne tattoo shirt. I don't know if you
Nice.
know which one. So okay, so that one is up there like in the $600 range.
Yeah, that's like a $600 shirt.
So that pays the bell itself. So everything in the bill is just
And you
pretty
just
much.
give it away. Just hey,
Yeah.
thanks for buying a Bale. You're into the raffle.
So what happened with that one is this dude on Instagram hit me up. He's like, "Yo, fuck everybody, I'm taking all the slots." I
He
didn't
just
even
bought them
want to.
all,
He just bought all the bells.
so he could have that shirt.
Yes, he just bought it
That's
because of the
awesome.
shirt. So I was like,
That's
all right,
genius.
okay, perfect. Yeah. So and last week we did the Lithuania one, and I actually have it here on the rack. Once I make his bell, the person's bell, I need to send it out. He wants it in the bell. I was gonna ship it out personally, but he's like, nah, put it in the bell, bro. I'll take a picture. I'll promote it. I'm like, all right, bro. Sounds
That's
like a plan.
awesome.
So yeah.
No, that's one thing that I've noticed. So, it is extremely, again, I've said this in the beginning, it's very hard to get into a rag house. You like have to know somebody that knows somebody, or you have to have an insane amount of money, um, and and be known to do
Yes.
that.
You.
So what you're doing is you're kind of letting certain people, because not everybody can afford a Bale, but you're letting certain people stick their toe in the water,
Yes.
and you're giving out a freaking hey, you bought a Bale for me, cool, you're in the drawing to win this freaking grail.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, that's
unlike anything I've seen. As far as I only know about 3 other people that you can through Instagram that you can
yeah.
buy bales from, and I've never bought from them. So you're the only one that's actually offering something that, I mean, if you win that shirt, the bale's already covered, so everything
Yeah.
is 100% profit.
So
That's a good way to get regular business.
the reason I do that is because I sometimes I get shitted on because my parents have this warehouse. My parents own the vintage. So I don't pay my parents a lot on the vintage. I don't have to buy it outright, I just have to like either help them out there or I'm the one that takes care of all like the accounts on their
Yeah,
end. So I'm the one wiring, I'm the one traveling to visit the new sourcers where we source from. So I get the vintage, and I'm like, okay, it doesn't cost me almost anything. My parents don't give a crap about the vintage.
yeah,
So I manage the little vintage part of it, and I still give away stuff just so I can have that incentive of people, coming by. And if they win the shirt, like the grail, and they don't like the bell, I mean, at least they made, it balances out. So I
exactly.
help them out a lot. And
No, and I've been chopping it up with you for a while. Just so everybody in the stream knows, I actually ordered a bale.
yes,
It has been shipped, so of course I'm gonna be doing a bale busting show on Whatnot. I'm selling all of it.
yeah,
I'll probably do like a giveaway because we do have a giveaway show coming up because we hit 10,000 followers on
congrats, man.
Whatnot. Thank you. And one of the things I said was if we hit 10K, I'm gonna do a giveaway show. I'm gonna tattoo the Whatnot logo on me
No,
live on Whatnot.
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna do it
tattoo the
myself.
Whatnot logo.
Yeah, I'm gonna tattoo the Whatnot logo on me live on Whatnot, and then my wife is gonna come on camera. She's never been on any of my videos, my Instagram, nothing.
Oh, okay, okay.
She doesn't want to
That's
be on camera,
okay.
so she's gonna
So
come on.
congrats on the 10K, but the tattoo though, wow, that's
Yeah,
commendable.
and well, I did it as like a hey, I'll tattoo the Whatnot logo on me, and I tagged Whatnot, and Whatnot started sharing it.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
That's
Whatnot
I was
wants to see
about to ask that.
this
I was
thing.
about to ask that. Like, is
Yeah,
Whatnot involved in this?
so Whatnot wants to see this tattoo. So, I mean, I got a lot of crazy dumb tattoos. So
God,
when I first started on Whatnot to like try and like separate myself from everyone else.
Yeah.
In the buy it now before they had the tip option, I put I would do truth or dare, and no one ever picked truth. They always picked dare. And so like I ate a tub of, a tube of wasabi paste on whatnot for $25, and I put on there as a joke. I was like $125, and I'll tattoo your username on me. And 2 people bought it, so I have 2 usernames tattooed on my leg.
I'll give you 150 if you tattoo mine.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it.
That's insane, though. That's commitment, brother. That's
Bro, you give me a discount on my next Bale, and I'll tattoo Throwback VTG on me
bro,
live or whatnot.
let's run it. All right, y'all heard it here first, bro.
You heard it here right now. Yeah, man. So I just, I've always been a wild one. So I'm gonna do that. I think next Saturday is when I'm doing the whatnot tattoo. So if the Bale's here, I'll probably bust it open and just start running through it. Like I said, I want to show people exactly what you're doing down there, because getting back to that guy that was like ragging on you, like he's probably never been to a rag house before, has no idea the amount of fucking work that goes into, like, for me to dig 100 pounds just at the Goodwill bins is going to take me some time, especially if I'm looking for good stuff. So the fact that anybody that doesn't understand the work that goes into putting a bale together, like, you're complaining, like, I know $850 for a 60-40 split. Did you used to sell just all premium?
So at the beginning I did, but it was a complete disaster on my end because
it's hard to get 100% premium. Like, that's kind of a big order.
No, yes. And then I got word that my shit was really, I was underselling it. Nasty.
Well, see, that's the thing. So one thing I was going to get to that is right now, even at 850 shipped, that's the cheapest bale I've ever heard of, ever.
Yeah.
When I went to the rag house here in Houston, it was $1,000 minimum, and that was only for 50 pounds.
Yes.
And I had to do all the digging myself, but they only let me dig in one area of the warehouse.
Yeah.
And that's because at that time, what is it? They're not in business anymore. They're huge. They had a bunch of different vintage stores. Anyway, they had employees that dig there, that they would be there every day. Round two.
Okay.
Round 2 vintage. They had their own employees staffed at these rag houses, and they would have a certain area where they were allowed to dig. So not only did I have to spend $1,000 to get in, I could only do that was for 50 pounds, and I was only able to go in one section of the warehouse. Yeah. So it's like, people don't realize you got the cheapest price that I found. I'm pumped on it. And you do a giveaway if you buy it. You entered into a giveaway for a grail if you buy a bale. Like, you have a target on your back, my friend. People people that own rag houses or that do bales are going to absolutely hate you. So that one little guy that's giving you
first beef with I'm gonna name drop them because I don't give a fuck. But Torgum, I had a little bit of an issue with Torgum. They were like I had one of their workers there every fucking day trying to lock the warehouse down. I'm like, we're not interested, bro. We're not interested. You know, we're a small operation. You don't need us, honestly, to be honest. And not that we don't need you, but we're not interested. And it was a constant thing for almost a week, man. They were harassing us into like
people just can't get the message.
Yeah. So fuck you, but yeah, man. They I think they're like big ass players in like California or some shit like around there. But it's whatever.
Anybody that knows my stream and knows who I am knows I hate California. So fuck them.
Yeah. So yeah, and they were trying to pressure us into getting their workers in our warehouse.
Those are the people that think they can just throw money at you and you'll take it.
For sure. He's like, he came up with a list like, yo, this is what we need. We can get this every week from you. This is how much we can pay you. I'm like, we're not interested, brother.
Yeah. Like, what don't you understand? We don't want it. Yeah. So you're definitely going to have a target on your back. Kind of like when we started going live from the bins, I knew that eventually more people were going to go live from the bins. I knew more people were going to try and do this.
Yes.
Because why not? Right.
Okay. So other than what I'm doing, bro, this shit is fucking smart. What you're doing is fucking smart.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy,
bro. No, I mean, besides driving up to the bins, you have no investment. You don't have to invest on it. You sell everything.
I do it all with a selfie stick. That's it.
Insane.
I use two shoelaces and a selfie stick. I tie the shoelaces to the selfie stick on the cart, in the store and I just sell it. But I knew that if this took off, there was going to be people that did it. I didn't know that the people that would do it next would be in my own city.
Hey, it's a big
But
city, brother. You go to Houston.
yeah, but it's again, as far as like target on your back, like dude, I had so many people leave horrible comments and talk trash and troll, and I love it. I'm here for it
I
because
mean, too,
that
man.
means you're doing something right. So
So,
this one person that was trying to blah blah blah, you have 1,000 more of those people coming, my friend.
so see the thing though, I'm very short tempered, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I tried keeping it professional as I could, man. Trust me, I
Oh
was like,
yeah, I saw.
I'm sorry about the situation, brother. You know all this, and he's like, um, uh, I'm gonna fuck your live up. And nobody's gonna buy your bells. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
no, this is where I draw the line, man.
yeah.
You're not gonna
That'd
come
be
here.
like someone talking crap about my wife or my kid. Like, okay, now it's personal.
Yes.
Business is off the table. Now I'm going to go as hard as I can at you.
Yeah, and I mean, it didn't even took that much. I just put like made like 3 posts about him, and he completely blocked me
Yeah,
because he thought I was gonna get like scared, you know,
scared.
like sour and be like, hey, no, please don't do this, bro. I got 25 people that are happy. You're the only one that's bitching. Like, no, that's
Exactly.
impossible. I'm not gonna let it get to me.
No, yeah. And again, it's gonna there's gonna be more, and you'll have to, as you grow, you're gonna be dealing with it. But
Yeah.
I just think that you're gonna see not that not my little podcast is gonna do anything, but I think people from in my area are gonna probably buy you. I know one person has already purchased from you, from my little community circle, and I know others are constantly DMing me or texting me like, yo, is the Bale there? Is the Bale there? Like, I get that text every day. Is the
Yes,
Bale there? Is the
I'm
Bale there? I'm
getting
like,
I get
bro, it's
messages
on its
every
way.
day, bro. I get
I know.
messages every day that people want bells. They want to prepay bells, but that's the mistake that I did on the first part when I started sending the premium bells. I took on more than I could chew, honestly, bro. Like
For sure.
I sold in 2 days span. I sold like 15 bells
Yep.
when I was only making 2 or 3 a week because it's
Yeah.
that hard to get premium.
And now you have to find it.
Yes, and I'm just like, fuck.
But
I'm like,
nobody wants to wait. Nobody wants to be like, hey man, I'm gonna make your bail, but it's gonna take me probably 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, I need it now. Okay, well, here's your
yes.
money back. Here's your money
Yeah,
back.
I've been sending money back all week this week, bro. Because I mean I understand it. I understand it because some of them $850, $900 is a lot of money. It's not a lot of money, you know. It's there and it can help you in a situation or not. So I'm just like, look here, I'd rather have you have your money back and I'll hit you up once the bill's ready to go. So
Yep.
now I'm not taking any prepayments, I'm not taking any pre-sales, I'm not doing anything like that because then it was harder for me because I had the money, I spent it or did pay my bills or whatever, but I still have to make the bills for these people that bought.
Exactly.
So now it feels like a task, you know.
So now you got to build the bail first and then be
Yes,
like, hey, I have 5 available. First come, first
yes,
serve. Yeah.
exactly. So that's
Which
the
is
way we're doing.
I would say that's my plan. As I told you off recording is since I already have a system in place where, I go live 4 days a week, live from the bins. That is my income. That's where I make
Yeah,
the money. So the bail is just like a little cherry on top. It's just a little fun show for me
yeah,
because it's more of a treasure for me, a treasure hunt, because I get to see what you threw in there, and that's like exciting to me. The selling part, whatever.
yeah,
But this is one of those things in my mind. If I have a once a month bail busting show, as soon as I make that money back, I'm just gonna be like, yo, boom, buy another bail. Just boom.
another one.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm just going to become a regular repeat customer. And I think in the long run, I think a lot of your people, of the 25 or the 24 that you have, are probably like that already.
yeah. So, but right now, my whatnot, it used to be all premium shit running on my whatnot. Now it's become more of a mid type thing, like
I
where
love your Friday mid shows.
yeah. So because I have to put all the premium in the bells, all the higher mids in the bells. So I'm keeping all the leftover stuff. So the mid shows is like the bottom end of what I think is not worthy of a bell, and I'm
But
still making
again,
a lot of money on that stuff.
but
So for
again,
me,
just so everybody listening, he thought a all over print chalk line Browns jacket was a mid.
dude,
And so,
you should have seen me at the beginning when I started doing vintage. I was selling Carhartts for like $30 on pop-ups.
yeah,
I remember my first pop-up in Austin. I pulled up with like 25 Carhartt jackets, all in one rack, and I had this guy come in. He was a seller there. He was not like the market wasn't even open yet.
he probably took them all.
He took them all.
Yeah.
He took them all. I was like, "How much are you asking?" I was like, "I'm asking 40, bro." And he's like, "All right." He didn't even hassle me on the price. He didn't
He's just
even
like,
like,
blip, 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 blip.
he's like, how many do you have? Oh, I have 15, 20. He's like, I'll take them all. Boom. And then I'm like, damn, I fuck it. I made my money back.
You're like, I don't even have anything to put up now.
yeah. So I'm just like, okay, fuck it. I walk around the market and I see the price on those Carhartt jackets. I'm like, holy fuck.
He probably put them directly off of your
No,
rack
for
onto his
sure.
rack.
For
Yep.
sure. And it would happen like that. I think for 1 month entirely, I would pull up on Sundays to the pop up, and I would sell out before the pop up even started because I would literally sell to the resellers.
Yep.
You know, so I was like, all right, I have my money back. I can go home. And then
Yeah.
I was like, wait, see, so the reason I was doing cheaper prices, one, I didn't knew the market. I didn't know about eBay comps. I didn't know about all that shit. And then the next thing, I was driving 4 or 5 hours. I had to make some money no matter what.
Yeah, got you.
I couldn't go to the pop up and be like, oh, I made $600. That's good enough. No, I had to make at least 2 racks to make the trip worth because I had to pay gas, I had
Yep.
to pay hotel, food, entertainment, all that shit. So I
Exactly.
was really lowballing. I was really underselling. That was really one of my biggest problems. Always underselling my merchandise, and I thought I was making good money. But then, like I said, I don't invest a lot of it in it because most of it comes from my own personal family warehouse.
Yeah.
So, but that's why the prices are still really kind of low on my end for a Bell. I think 850 is perfect because I can
Yeah.
make 5, 7 of those a week easy.
And the fact that it's 850 shipped in the US
Yeah,
is nuts because people don't understand shipping a 100-pound bale is not that's crazy.
average price is 70, $90. So I don't keep anything on that.
Yeah.
It
It's
just straight.
it's I'm freaking stoked for mine to come. But one thing that you just said is kind of the same thing that we're doing with our live from the bins. Like we sell stuff for way underpriced, but our mentality is we're in the volume business. So
Yes,
I'm just trying
exactly,
to move volume. I'm just
exactly.
moving volume. If I make $5 on a shirt that I should have made 20 on, I'm going to sell 6 more shirts at $5 to make that money back anyway. So I'm just going to keep turning. Plus the people keep coming back to my show because they remember, oh man, he gave me a deal on this shirt. I'm going to go buy more stuff. And then I have a lifelong customer.
What do you think your profit margins are? Because I mean, you have to pay for the stuff, but it's already sold. You're buying stuff that's already sold, right? On your
Yeah.
live.
So everything we buy is already sold and we use the people's money to pay for it. So we basically just cash out at the end of our stream. I cash out and then all that money's transferred to my PayPal credit card. And then I use the PayPal card to cash out, and then I keep the difference, and that's my profit.
Yeah,
So right now, because I'm a analytical nerd, I track that we're averaging 56.2% return on investment. So
that's crazy. That's
yeah,
really
which
good.
on eBay, when we were full time eBay, we were at like 37%.
Man, I remember when I started doing eBay and Depop, and I never really took off there because it was so. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some people that like that, some people don't. I just hate having to take pictures of every single
Yeah,
item,
me too.
posting, and
Absolutely.
I was like, nah, I can't do that, and that's why I started doing pop ups, and I kind of, and when I started doing it in Austin, that's where I kind of grew in my audience. I
Yeah,
had a
you
lot of
meet
people
people.
yeah. So, and I made a lot of friends in Austin. Some of my best friends are still in Austin. Shout out to Options, Vintage. Those are one of my best friends in the Austin area. Whenever I'm in town, I'm always hanging out with them. So
Nice. Yeah, and I mean that's so basically this is what I've always said in the reseller community since I've been a part of it. It's all about building relationships and building connections. I mean, we're literally having a conversation today and I
yeah,
met you through Whatnot.
yes,
I would just be in your chat buying stuff and talking shit.
no, yeah. And I mean, I've always wanted to be in a podcast. That was like
Yeah.
that was like I was like, man, I'm gonna see if I can push myself into this podcast.
Oh, this is gonna work, man. I imagine you next week when this drops, you're probably. I want you to track it for me. I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm telling you guys right now. If you're watching this stream and you're interested in getting a Bale from Throwback VTG, and you message him on Instagram, make sure you say came from Flip the World.
Yeah,
I want him to tell me, hey, I had 10 people reach out to me
fucking
because of the episode. I like to track nerdy stuff like that because I want
yeah,
to know that people are paying attention. But it's all about connections, man. Because
yeah,
now I had no Bale supplier, and then
yeah.
now I through Whatnot and just interacting, I've met you, and I got a Bale on the way, and I hope to continually buy bales.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah, because like
Um,
I said, some of our biggest clients are from Canada. We send a bill to Canada like at least once a week to the same
yep,
person. California is also big there. The Midwest, most of our clients are from the Midwest.
because they don't
Connecticut.
really. There's not a lot of Goodwills. There's not a lot of thrift up there, so
Yeah.
they're just like, we need something, and I think everybody knows that Texas is packed.
Oh yeah, Raghouse Central, bro.
Yeah, it is for real. Like I always hear people talk like, "Oh man, you ever been like?" If I meet somebody that's not from Texas, they're like, "You ever been to the Valley?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I've never been to a rag house down there. I've been to the Valley for like music concerts because I
Hey
played
man,
with my
whenever you
friends."
want to come to the Raghouse, let me know. We
Like,
schedule a
"Oh
trip.
man, I thought you'd been down there." I'm like, "Dude, look at me. Do I look like I can walk into a rag house in the Valley? I'm freaking pale." They'd be like, "Oh, la policia."
No, yeah, and then if your Spanish is not good, some warehouses won't even fuck
Exactly.
with you. To be
Yeah,
honest,
like I got my buddy. He has a shop in the Valley. It's called Riff Valley Vintage.
In the valley.
Riff Valley. Yeah.
Okay.
I know him through the music scene. I don't know where he buys from or anything like that.
Where's the store located? McAllen?
I think it's McAllen.
Rift Vintage. Okay, okay,
Riff Valley Vintage. Yeah.
okay.
Um.
I don't know who they are. I'm sorry.
Oh, they're in Far. Sorry.
Oh, I'm in Far.
Okay. Yeah, they're in
So
Far.
The
They're in the
valley.
they're in the Far Market Pallet Place Plaza, Cage
Okay,
Boulevard, Far Texas, Suite 12,
Beach Boulevard. Huh.
South
Okay.
Cage Boulevard. Yeah.
Okay, they're by the expressway. It's on the road. It's like 10 minutes from where I'm at right now.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
the
that's
valley's
that's
really
like the only
small.
connect.
Yeah, you can run the whole valley in the expressway 50 minutes, and you'll go from Roma to like Bronzeville. It's a really small.
It's funny how when you meet like even when I went to an event in Charlotte in August and they were just like there were certain vintage people there were just like, "You ever been to the Valley to the rag houses?" I'm like, "How do you even know about the
We're
Valley?"
really famous, man. We're really famous.
Like, you know about the Valley, you've never been to Texas? That's crazy to me.
The valley's big in the vintage in the community,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Where
No, that's awesome.
I don't know if I'm correct or not, but I think we supply at least 60% of the whole market in the United States.
No, I
Texas
imagine.
alone.
Yeah, because I know Houston has the most Goodwill stores in out of the country.
Yeah.
In the entire US, Goodwill. There's more Goodwills in Houston than anywhere. So I believe that's why I said
Yeah.
round two had employees in every rag house that I knew about. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm in here competing against freaking round two, there's no way I'm going to be pulling anything good.
Yeah, no.
Um,
So
so
that's the thing about my warehouse. I don't have any in-person clients. Everything is either straight to Whatnot or straight to the Bells. I don't
that's
like
awesome.
doing in person because I just had to cut off my last in-person client about 2 weeks ago because they wanted to get the Bell stuff and mess with the market in my bells and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what, bro? I'm sorry, but bells come first. I can
Yep.
because that's where my profit margin is, and Whatnot is my
They
main
they
income.
they
Yeah.
got too greedy, is what it sounds like.
Yes, they got too greedy. I was like, you know what? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work for you. It's not gonna work for me. So
Yeah.
it's just best if we just not continue. So at this moment, I don't have any in person clients. I have people texting me, "Hey man, can I go shop in person?" I'm like, you can, but you're not gonna like what you see, man. It's just the leftover stuff. Not like it's after. So it goes through a filter. I check every single barrel of vintage that comes out in the warehouse. It goes through me. It goes through me and my picker. So
Okay.
on average, we're making I think 600 to 700 pounds of vintage that I go through every week. So every week, every piece of fucking clothes that goes in the barrel goes through me.
So your quality control.
Yes, I'm quality control, and my picker's quality control. So it goes through several filters, right? So who gets the good shit? The bells. They always get first dips, no
Bales
matter
come
what.
first.
Yes, I get whatever's left over for the mid shows, and then the leftover stuff gets stacked up. I put it into a big ass 1,000 pound bell, and I sell it for like 600 for $100 locally. If somebody wants to come in and buy 1,000 pound bale of like leftover vintage, you'd be surprised how easy I sell those.
Yeah.
And I make like one a week of those, and it's just kids, they're trying to get into the vintage game, but they don't have a lot of bread to get the volume that they need. So I get shops buying that bell for like their filler bags and things like that, and they
Yeah.
always come back. So there's still good stuff in there. I just don't consider it For me, it's not good.
Every shop in Houston does a fill a bag. Like every Saturday, it's a $5 fill a bag, and I'm just like, I know you guys are getting that shit from the Valley. Like, there's no way you're finding that here locally. There's no way that American Rag is letting you have all that stuff.
Yeah, no, because for example, for me, like a destination crew neck, even if it's like from the 80s, I will not put it in a belt because I don't think that's a good thing. You know, I think that's like a low mid or like a wraparound nature tee. I used to not like those.
Yeah.
So I had these guys, they would buy the belts because they would find all that shit and they would ship it out to New York.
They're like, you're crazy. This is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they come like once a week, pick up their 1,000-pound belt, and they'll separate it again, and then they'll sell that shit.
Hell yeah.
And
So
I think the profit margins of those are insane though, because that's 1,000 pounds.
you got a shout out in Paul Cantu's video, his trip to the Valley. So I did want to touch on that for a second. One of the things I saw in his video, other than I'm assuming that was either yours or one of the people you know's rag house that he was filming in for a little bit.
That was my rag house.
That was your rag house. I know that in some of the footage he was also at a flea market.
So we have flea markets here in the Valley. So
it's just piles of clothes. It's like a mini rag house.
Okay, so for the flea markets, it's a little bit different. So there's several types of flea markets here, and the one he went is called the Hidalgo Flea Market. That flea market is right off the expressway. It's one of the biggest fucking flea markets in Texas, man.
Okay.
So the good thing about this flea market is that there's new sellers every fucking week, and there's a sale going on every week. I used to like going to the ones during the week because that's in the parking lot. And it's just people pulling up with their cars, setting up a tent, and just selling shit that was in the house or in their attics or shit like that. So that's where you have a high chance of finding really good vintage, you know?
Yeah.
Because one, they don't know what they have, or they know what they have, but they just want to get rid of it. So once I hit a lick on that on the flea market, I bought 100 Harley Davidson shirts. And the lady was like, "Look, my husband, you know, he's tired of it. He doesn't ride anymore. I just want to sell his stuff." And I bought 100 shirts of Harley Davidson, man, for like $2-3 a piece.
Oh,
so I was like,
and everybody online probably hated your guts.
I didn't even post that. I just started like distributing that shit in like bundles that I used to do. So my whatnot grew because I would do crazy bundles, bro. Like I would do like a 10-piece Carhartt jacket bundle, and it would go for like $800.
Yeah, you did one. You did one on the last mid show, because you said, guys, I'm going to Houston in the morning. This is the last item. It was like 11 pieces of Carhartt. It was like 6 jack. I remember it because I was like, holy crap! It was like, what do you call it? The mother of all bundles, the Moab.
Yeah, Big Daddy.
It was like 6 jackets, and they were jackets, not hoodies. These are jackets. 6 Carhartt jackets as a pair of shorts, and then like 3 pair of double knee pants. And I just kept watching it go up. I think it was like 560 or something when it finally ended. I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crazy bundle. And you started it at $1.
Dollars, bro. Everything starts at $1. I will never ever start anything that's not $1.
It's nuts. Yeah, guys. If you're not watching Throwback VTG on Whatnot, you have to. Everything's $1 start. The mid shows are on Fridays.
I used to do like big ass shows, long ass shows where they're like 4 or 5 hours long, man. Like I would go to like 300 items sold, you know. But now I cut it down because I don't get a lot of stuff anymore because of the bells. You know, bells they cut into like what I get for Whatnot.
Bales come first.
I don't want to leave Whatnot, you know.
No, yeah, no. I think again in the long run, Whatnot is good, especially the way you're doing it, because you're getting a little bit of extra on top from stuff that essentially would be just getting cut into rags anyway, or it's leftovers. And you know, right now, for whatever reason, like Carhartt is insanely popular.
I think I came into the game right where Carhartt was like gonna be at its
popping. Yeah,
popping.
Like,
nasty.
I saw Bid Stitch on Instagram post a Carhartt jacket. It's from the 1970s. It was a coal miner's jacket and $6,000 and it looks like somebody literally ran it over 1,000 times and shot it with coal, and it sold for $6,000.
On this last show, I sold one from 1989, sold for almost $90, bro. It was a Detroit, but it was all like
nasty.
They call it distress. I call that shit nasty.
Yeah, we call it thrashed. Yeah, thrashed, whatever. But it sells.
So there was a time where I would throw those away.
Yeah.
That's how new I am to this game. I
Same
would
thing with
throw
the paint splattered Carhartt pants.
yes, I would throw that away. I was like, this is ugly, this is nasty. But then
That's the
one time,
trend.
Midlord was like, "Hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing throwing this shit away? This is like better than the stuff you have." I'm like,
Yeah.
"There's no way." So I
Yeah.
started running that shit on one night. I'm like, "My God!"
Yeah.
But
I
I
actually
mean,
won a jacket off. I won a black chore jacket off of him last night for $20. And
yeah,
I'm like, damn, it's my size, but I know I can sell it for really good money.
yeah. I
um,
have one Detroit that I found my size. So you know how they're cut? Like I don't know. They're
yeah,
like always like I don't like that shit. So
they
I
taper.
finally,
Yeah.
yeah, I finally found one my size but tall. So it
Nice.
feels like a normal jacket to me. I was just like, I'm keeping this, and it's green, bro. So I'm like, never gonna sell that shit,
That's awesome.
you know. But
Hell
yeah,
yeah. No, man, it's this is I've been wanting to turn the brain of somebody that actually is living in the rag on a
every day,
regular,
man.
so everybody can just hear how freaking different it is from, oh, I go to the bins 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. Like, yeah, you're sitting in an air conditioned place where shit's just getting dumped into a bin and you get to go through it. Like you're in the sweat digging in mountains, trench. I see your shirt sometimes on Whatnot. You can see the white
Oh
sweat
yeah,
circle.
yeah.
I'm just like, this
Because
dude is working his ass off.
sometimes that like so the show's at 8. The warehouse closes at 5:30, bro. But I still have to stay there, make the bells. I have
Yep.
to ship out packages from other whatnot shows. I have buyouts that I do sometimes. Like people hit me up like, "Hey man, look, I have the 50 shirts. Come and look at them, and I'll buy them out." And
Yep.
I still have to come back and do the show here. And by the time I'm done with the whatnot show, I'm completely drained, man. And it's Monday through Friday, every day, all day.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
where I'm gonna have you like plug yourself. I've already talked about your own Instagram, Whatnot, same name, but what days of the week do you do your shows and stuff
So
like
we go
that?
live every Friday. I try to go live every Friday. Either it's Friday or Saturday, depending on what's. I have a pregnant wife, so
Yeah.
if I have to do something on Friday, we have to move the show to Saturday.
Okay.
But consistently, it's every Friday. I ship out on Monday, so it works out perfectly. I take the weekend to
Nice.
ship things like that. But yeah. But
Hell
yeah, man, Whatnot has been crazy. We've been growing really good. I think right now we're at like almost 4.5 thousand followers. So
I
I'm gonna be like
imagine
you,
that's
man. Hopefully, I want to be like you soon.
oh man, you have the availability to get so much further than I think that we'll ever be able to go because you don't have to go anywhere for the product. You
Yeah,
have the product. All you have to do is find the time to actually sell it on Whatnot.
yeah. And I mean, when I started Whatnot, and even to this day, I do crazy giveaways all the time.
Oh
All the
yeah, I know. Constantly.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the biggest drives on our channels that we do a lot of giveaways.
Yep.
Or the giveaways are just fucking insane.
You'll be like, hey, when we hit usually what I've been watching is like if you'll do like you're gonna run 100 something things, you do a giveaway at like 25, at 50, at
Yeah.
75. And then like if somebody buys something for a crazy amount, you're like, hey guys, that was insane. Let's do a giveaway. So
Yes. So what
and
I had done is the biggest spender giveaway. So where I had the person that spent the most bread throughout the show, would get like a banger, and I would show it the banger throughout the whole show. Just get people entice people to buy. But I think that's gonna get phased out from Whatnot now. So where that you can't. I don't know. I haven't read the new rules now, but I feel like that's gonna get phased out if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just kind of
the raffle.
yes.
So you can still do it. It's just you can't do it like through there's a way you can do it because we're actually starting one this month.
Okay. Okay.
You know how Whatnot shows you your analytics? It'll show you who
Yes.
your top 10 spenders are. So every Friday in October, we're going to post in our show notes the top 10. And at the end of the month, whoever's in the top 10, we're going to put them in a drawing and they're going to win a reseller box. So we'll just make
Okay.
them a 12 by 12 by 8 reseller and we'll just ship it with their order for free.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so basically it's just encouraging people to spend more.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
smart. See, because what I do is, so I'm really like straightforward. I'm like, hey guys, what's up? We're gonna give a fucking banger to the biggest spender of the night, right?
yep.
And I'll check at the end of the show who the biggest spender is, and I'll post their
Just
number.
add it
Like,
in.
this guy, this motherfucker spent like $800 on the show. We're gonna add the shirt there.
Yeah, so you can add in stuff to packages if they've already bought something. Well, the thing they're trying to crack down on is if somebody didn't buy anything and then you're giving them the banger, because they tipped you $50 or something.
Yeah,
That's kind of what they're trying to get away from. But like we do that all the time. Like, some people will throw in like a sticker and I've had somebody send me candy with my item. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
dude.
So
We've candy before. I'm not gonna eat that shit.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know you. I'm not eating.
Yes, no, I'm not gonna eat your fucking candy.
But we've thrown in like an extra T-shirt or something. If like somebody spent a lot that day, we're like, damn, they spent like $500. Let's throw something in there.
You know what I've been getting when I buy packages from friends and shit on whatnot? I'm a San Antonio hater. I don't know. I just I don't hate the city. I just said that one day and I just ran with it with the Spurs, man. So every time I buy something from like people, they send me Spurs stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm just like, what the fuck is this? So I guess that's like the running gag now on my shows where I'm just hating on San Antonio.
And you just announced it to everybody that's going to watch this too. So hopefully,
yes, I'm just like, yeah, that's a running gag right now that we have where I'm just hating on San Antonio. I don't even watch basketball, bro, but I just like, I have this friend, his name's Kilo, here and whatnot, and he's always nagging me about like what about Spurs. So whenever I run like something related to Spurs, I'm just like, hey guys, look, this is a little trash rag. If anybody wants this one for $1.
That's awesome.
Just like that's one thing that I like about my shows. I feel like I connect with all these people, even though I'm just talking to myself at some point and I'm just reading off the chats. I feel like people are really active. They're always.
No, yeah, that's one thing that I noticed about your stream and our stream is we engage more with the chat than we do.
Yes.
I don't even care what I'm holding up half the time. I just want to interact with people and talk shit and
man.
Like when you were talking about Nirvana on that last show, and I was like, man, the Beatles are way worse. You're like, what?
No, dude. So okay. So the Nirvana thing is real. I feel like they're just not like where they're supposed to be. To be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like Foo Fighters is a way better band. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion, though.
Oh, talent-wise, 1,000,000%
yes.
too.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just it was the 90s.
It was the correct time at the right time. And then, Kurt Cobain did that thing. So,
yeah.
Cloud chasing.
And now everybody is looking for the holy grail of the heart-shaped box shirt with the
man. I feel like I already I've said it in past lives. If I ever find one, I'm gonna do something crazy with that shit.
Like, you're gonna cut it into rags and then
I might, bro.
Send it to Mexico.
Just catch the flag, fuck it. Because I feel like
film a video of you cutting it up.
Like if I could get it for a right price, I'd probably do something stupid with that shit. To the point where I either get hate or just go viral.
We're gonna try this for dry rock, guys. Oh, didn't have dry rock, but oh well. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Nirvana is, I don't know. It's like Creed, everybody likes hating on Creed, Nickelback, shit like that. For me,
which is funny because we got a couple more years and now Creed's gonna be the new vintage shirt. That's what I look at. I was like, oh God, we're in 2023 now. So everything from 2000 to 2003 is now vintage. And I'm just trying to think of all the bands that came out in 2003.
Yes. So I'm a 96 baby, and seeing Echo, Ed Hardy coming back as Y2K vintage.
Yeah, South Pole, all that stuff.
Like, fuck, man. I wore this shit in middle school. That's crazy.
You're like, oh man, everything I used to wear is worth way more now.
No, yes. I'll be like, no.
Fubu's coming back. Everybody's buying Fubu, and it's
Fubu, Fila, True Religion. True Religion was I think True Religion was always corny, but
it sells. True Religion and Rock Revival jeans.
Rock Revival,
all that stuff on the back. I'm like, dude, who wears these?
Dude, so in high school I used to wear those. I used to wear the True Religion pants where it had like a bunch of shit on the back. You just like snag yourself on a chair. You couldn't get up. I'm like, fuck, I'm stuck here.
Yeah, and every time you sit down.
Or those Ed Hardy shirts, bro. I recently found one. I have one in my size. With the studs and shit, and then they'll fall off. And I was like,
nah. And they're super thin. Yeah, I could never rock the Ed Hardy. I hate thin t-shirts.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I can't do it.
So ever since I started, I just wear this pocket tees, bro. I got like 100 pocket tees in my closet. And
why not? Especially if you're gonna sweat every day.
I'm finding them every day, bro. So I'm just like, all right, put it in the rotation. This one's like paint stains and shit. This one got
Yeah.
like paint stains
And
on the.
that's another thing. You could literally bundle up Carhartt pocket tees and just sell it like that and make money.
We recently filled up an order of 100 pounds of Carhartt pants. Shout out to Mike Izzo for buying that. That sold for like $1,200.
That's
And it's
nice.
just 100% Carhartt pants, 36 and under sizes. Took
That's
us took
great.
us about took us about 4 days to make that, but it sold really good. He liked it. He's loving the merch, man.
That's good, man. That's that again. You have created something that I think is going to make you public enemy number one.
For sure.
But also, I think you're going to get a very loyal and consistent customer base.
Yes. So
I plan on being one of them. So
my biggest buyer in Wana has been my biggest buyer since I started.
that's awesome.
That's crazy. So he's been almost there for almost a year, bro. He's been consistent.
Yeah, and you'll be able to track where it is in a year from now and see like, oh my god, man, I used to do 5 bales a week. Now I'm trying to do 50 bales a week. Oh my god.
No, and then so I had never seen my seller analytics. Never, ever. I checked it like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Where is that money at though? Like where is it at? Like it's not in my bank account, that's for sure.
Yeah, you probably cash it out and then you use it to
It's crazy because I saw the numbers like, fuck, man, that's somebody's like yearly salary, and I've been here for like less than 8 months. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. That's how I look at it this year. So our goal for eBay last year, we were full-time eBay last year, and we just maybe like two shows a month on Whatnot, because I was still trying to learn it because I've always been eBay.
Yeah.
I think we did like 150,000 on eBay, and that's fine. That's what we were cool with. We hit that on Whatnot in July.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, wait, what? I might double what I did last year.
Yeah, for my Whatnot, I'm at like $222,000 already.
Hell yeah.
And it's been less than a year. So when I saw that number, I was like, holy fuck. I wanted to cry. I was like,
yeah,
there's no way I made that amount of money, because
you're like, Valley represent.
no, yeah, it's insane, man. But I love Whatnot. I've been ever since I started, I just never stopped. It was a good replacement for being in pop-ups, traveling, risking getting in a car accident,
Having to stay in a hotel, and you can, like I said, you can literally pop up anytime, any day, anywhere. Just pop up on your phone and be like, hey guys, you could literally go live from your rag house. It would probably be horrible and sweaty and gross, but
I tried it a couple of times. So what happened one time, we did, I think this one lasted 3 shows. So remember that pile that I told you of the leftover vintage?
Yeah.
So I would do like, okay, guys, here's 10 random ass pieces, and they would sell for like $30-$40, but I had to ship it, and that's when the problem started.
Yeah.
At the end of the show, I had this guy that bought 100 pounds worth of shit, and his label said 30 pounds. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I can't.
You only get the 5 adjustments.
Yeah, so I'm just like, crap, I can't. And it got a little bit out of hand. Whatnot contacted me saying, about the weights and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I can't. This can't keep going on. So we had to remove those. Those were the live from the rack house. But I liked it. People were buying stuff, so I would like make like a 30-piece bundle of nature teas, and I was just like, this is the leftover shit if anybody wants to buy this. And they were buying, man. They were buying. It was bringing in around another 3 racks a week, but awesome. it wasn't like doable on my end.
Yeah. Weight wise, like it was getting to the point where you're like, hey, just buy a bale from me.
Yeah, exactly. Man. I was like, I can't ship. There was times I had to return money, but like, look, I can't ship 70 pounds of grandma sweaters. I'm not through Whatnot, at least. And I got in trouble a couple times with Whatnot because I'm like, look, we could do this, outside.
Yeah.
And it got me in trouble with Whatnot. I got a warning. I'm like, oh fuck, all right, fuck it. This can't keep going on.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is to lose Whatnot on account of just like grandma sweaters. Like,
yes.
Yeah. So you advertise those for sale on like Instagram. Be like, hey, hit me up on I got 100 pounds of grandma sweaters. Hit me up on
like
Instagram.
Yesterday I just posted a one about Dickies pants, 65 pounds of Dickies pants, and that sold.
Sold like immediately.
Yeah, that shit sold like in less than 10 minutes, bro. I was like, all right, fuck it. And,
So
and
that's where you'll take all those off whatnot stuff that you don't want to run on your show.
yeah, so I think I started posting bundles. Now I'm gonna start posting bundles on my Instagram. So that probably make it easier, to sell. That's just extra money, man. Like even on those types of shows, I was doing really good money.
Hell
So
yeah.
well,
You
yeah.
got multiple streams of income coming in where you don't have to worry about getting kicked off any platform, and there's no fees on Instagram, so that works out great too.
Yeah, man, the fees, bro. Shout out to Corporate Daddy, but damn, those fees, especially when you do a really big show, man. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just like, once I see that they're cut, I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, I just remind myself that they're still cheaper than any other platform. Like eBay starts at 13, but most people that sell full time on eBay, we promote our listings, so we're paying like 20%.
Yeah. So for me, my breakaway from that was like, all right, they took $600 from you, all right,
But
but
they
hotel, gas, driving, spending your weekend in fucking Austin. Shout out to
yeah.
Austin. I love Austin, bro. It's a badass city, but it's not the same. It's not the
Yeah,
same.
yeah, yeah.
And then
And all you
coming
got
back,
to do is print out a label and put it in a box.
yeah, going to the pop-ups, being there for hours on outside, and then driving back home, and then starting back on Monday, starting again. So I was like,
Exactly.
I wasn't something that was gonna burn me out like in months.
Not only that, but if you put all that time and energy into a pop-up and it turns out and the pop-up sucks,
Yeah.
you spent all that for nothing. Whereas on whatnot, if you're like 15, 20 items in and the show's not going well, you can be like, all right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night.
Yes, so we started another page where we wanted to get into like, well, my wife wanted to get into like the squishmallows and things like that,
Yeah.
and that did not do well at all. And I was like, all right, we tried it. At least nobody can say that we didn't
Yeah.
try.
You have
So
to try different things. I mean, we started as selling shoes, man. I had a wholesaler here in Houston. I was getting shoes from. We were running shoes on whatnot, and I was like, "Hey, we're taking L's every show."
so when I
Uh,
when I started like in the family business, that's what I did. I used to sell the used shoes at the flea
yeah.
markets, and I would have people fighting for that shit, man.
Oh, that's all that happens at the bins is people
Yeah,
fighting for
so
shoes.
so there was a flea market in Hidalgo, Texas, which is like literally steps away from Mexico, and you
Yeah,
would have resellers from Mexico come and buy all that shit. They would fight at 6 in the morning with the little headlights
yeah.
on there, and they would fight for shoes, bro. And I was like 17 in school, making like $4,000 a week on
You're like,
on
what
this
is
type of
going
shit.
on? Yeah,
Yes, and
we have those ladies here at our Goodwill bins. We see them every day. Some of them talk to us, some of them don't, but they've told us they're like, yeah, we take all this and we go across the border and we sell it at a flea market.
so the thing is that getting technical, the reason in Mexico the this stuff that we do, the recycling, the bells, all that shit, in Mexico is illegal. It's
Oh,
considered contraband in Mexico. And
oh,
we've
okay.
had like we had family friends doing time in Mexico because they got caught with bells in their cars, you
Oh,
know.
wow.
So it's a completely different business in Mexico. As soon as you cross the border, your business is illegal.
Yeah,
So you have to get involved with the wrong type of people, bad guys, pay fees for your shit to make it to where it needs to make it. So
that's
in
crazy.
in Mexico, pop-up markets are illegal. So anything that you don't pay taxes on in Mexico is illegal. So it's a different game. So people think that, oh, I can make bells, I can sell them in Mexico. That's not how it
Good
works.
luck. Yeah, good luck.
There's a whole thing you have to go through just to try to sell a bell in Mexico. You know,
So you hear that, everybody in America? Quit your bitching because it could be illegal.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. That's why a lot of the warehouses are centered in the borders,
Yeah,
because you have to have a knowing of who do you have to pay, who you have to pay off, what code you have to use for your bells to make it into Mexico.
where they
You
need to
know,
go.
yeah, because a couple years ago, my family lost. We lost about, if I had to put a number on it, probably around $600,000, bro. On a trailer load that was on its way to Mexico. The driver crashed in the mountain with another driver, and they had to burn all the bells because you can't
Wow.
you can't go pick them up. So that
Yeah,
was lost money. So that we had to literally restart from zero. Our family.
that's
Yeah,
rough. That's crazy.
yeah. So like I said, in Mexico, it's a whole different game. It's not like, I'm gonna ship out a bell to you. In Mexico, it's crazy. You can't just ship out a bill like that. So yeah.
That's nuts. We're gonna wrap. We're over, but it's cool, man. This has been probably my favorite episode to date because I think this is gonna. We've touched on something that most people they know the term, but they don't know exactly what it is,
Yeah.
what goes into it, and more importantly, I just wanted to plug. Well, I can't say I wanted to plug you. That doesn't sound right at all.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
Getting a little too. Where's my magic right there? A little too. Where's my fucking chop?
Yeah.
Guys, Throwback VTG on Whatnot. Great show. Starts everything at $1. It's insane. If you don't want to buy a bale, just head to the shows, watch the shows, buy stuff. I've been buying multiple stuff. What happens is it happens on every channel, but what happens on you is let's say I win a pair of Carhartt pants for $6. All right, now I got free shipping, so I got to stick around and buy a couple more things. I got to fill that box up. Yeah. So next thing you know, I bought like 15 things. So then I just was like, you know what? Why don't I just buy a bale? I keep buying like 10 things every show. And that's where it is. So guys, make sure you check out Throwback. I'll put everything in the description as well on Instagram. Got Bales. So this is going to air on Tuesday, October. What is that? The 3rd, 2nd, whatever it is. 1st of the month.
3rd, I think. Yeah, 3rd.
When is your next round of Bales going to open up?
So we are supposed to have Bales for Wednesday, the following day after that. So
okay, so guys, if you're watching this on Tuesday, officially on Wednesday, you can message Throwback VTG on Instagram. Going to have bales available 60-40 split, 60% premium, 40% mid. And like you've heard in this show multiple times, this dude's crazy and doesn't know what a mid is because he's throwing, he considers premiums as some mid. So, and then you're going to see me bust open a bale, hopefully Saturday. So, guys, tune in.
Man.
Yeah, tune in. It's going to be great, man. I had a blast. I'm so glad you were able to come on. Probably going to chop your brain up again in another episode down the road.
Whenever you're down, and whenever you're down to come to the valley, bro, I'll have you at the warehouse no matter what. Let me know.
Yeah, I just have to make sure the kids are good, and then me and the wife. Dude, I want to come down too because I want to hang out with some people down there and definitely chop it up and meet with you.
Yeah, for sure. You're more than welcome, bro.
Hell yeah. Episode 15, 16, 14. I don't know which one it is. It'll be on the little display. I'll put everything in the description. You guys are the best. We'll see you.
Thank you.